Hello, good day everyone. Today we are going to continue the basic methods for making economic studies, and we are going to discuss the present worth method, or this PW method. So we have now this simple introduction regarding this PW method. This pattern for economic studies is based on the concept of present worth. Okay. And if the present worth of the net cash flows is equal to or greater than zero, the project is said to be justified economically. And it is used extensively in making economic studies in the field of public works where long-lived structures are involved. So we have now this simple definition for some important terms here for mutually exclusive alternatives, where only one of proposals can be selected, and each viable proposal is called an alternative. And for independent projects, more than one proposal can be selected, and each viable proposal is called a project. Okay, so for mutually exclusive alternative, there's only one proposal that can be selected, which is called now the alternative, but for the independent projects it is more than one proposal is considered no or selected for independent projects. Okay, so proceeding, we have now this mutually exclusive alternatives, independent projects, and this DN project, or the do nothing project. For mutually exclusive alternatives, this one will compete with one another, okay, and are compared pairwise. So one alternative is compared to the other alternative, and this another alternative is compared also with another alternative. So they are competing with one another, and they are compared pairwise, okay. This is for mutually exclusive alternatives. For independent projects, these are evaluated one at a time and compete only with the DN project. Okay, so one at a time and compete only with the DN project. So this DN project, or this do nothing, is or are proposals usually understood to be an option when the evaluation is performed. And this also means that nothing new is initiated, meaning no new cost, no new revenues or savings are generated, and the current approach in the evaluation is maintained. So as for this one, if it is absolutely required that one or more of the defined alternatives can be selected, this do nothing is not considered. Take note of this. If it is absolutely required by the company that one or more of the alternatives or defined alternatives be selected, so this do nothing project is not possible. And this may occur when a mandated function must be installed, no, for safety, legal, government, or other purposes. While for these mutually exclusive alternatives and these independent projects, they are selected in a completely different ways. Okay, so considering the mutually exclusive alternatives, selection takes place, no, for example, when an engineer must select the best diesel powered engine from several available models, so only one is chosen and the rest are rejected. If none of the alternatives are economically justified, then all can be rejected as well. And by default, this DN, or do nothing alternative, is selected because those alternatives presented at hand are not economically justified. Okay, so for these independent projects also, one, two, or more, in fact, all of the projects that are economically justified can be accepted, provided that the capital are available. But if the capital is limited, so you can opt, no, to use not all economically justified alternatives, but you can select two. Okay, and this leads to the two fundamentally different evaluation bases actually for mutually exclusive alternatives and these independent projects as stated here. Okay, so proceeding, so we have now this revenue. So revenue, each alternative generates cost, which is the cash outflow, and revenue, which is the cash inflow. Estimates and possibly savings, also considered as cash inflows. So this is not only this revenue, but also this probable savings are also considered as cash inflows, and revenues can vary for each alternative. So they are not constant, no, in any way in each alternative is presented. So these revenues may vary, no, and sometimes they are constant. And this is all about for revenue. So how about the cost? Each alternative has only cost cash flow estimates. Revenues or savings are assumed equal for all alternatives, thus they are not dependent upon the alternative selected. These are also referred to as service alternatives. So these are just a simple definition for our revenue and cost. So proceeding, for the present worth, P is renamed here as this PW of the alternative. This is referring now to the present worth. That's why PW. And the present worth method is quite popular in industry because all future costs and revenues are transformed to equivalent monetary units now, meaning at present. That is, all future cash flows are converted to present amounts at a specific rate of return I. Okay? And the required conditions and evaluation procedures are this one. First, if the alternative have the same capacities for the same time period, or this we call life, no? The equal service requirement is met. And then we are going to calculate the present worth value at the stated rate of return I for each alternative. Okay? And the PW comparison of alternatives with equal lives is very straightforward. Okay? So actually, we will consider, no, sometimes they have different, no, consideration with this equal service requirement and for this different life service requirements. So we will understand, no, regarding this one in our succeeding slides. And for mutually exclusive alternatives, we denote this one as this MA, whether they are revenue or cost alternatives. The following guidelines are applied to justify a single project or to select one from several alternatives. So first, we have now for one alternative, okay, or single alternative. If your PW or the present worth is greater than or equal to 0, the requested rate of return I is met or exceeded, and the alternative is economically justified. Okay? But if we are going into these two or more alternatives, so we are going to select the alternative with the present worth value that is numerically largest. So what is the meaning of this numerically largest? So this is the less negative or the more positive. Okay, so try to remember this one. For numerically largest PW, you have to consider the less negative, or if you are going to consider the positive, it is the more positive, and this indicates a lower present worth value of cost for cost alternatives or a larger PW of net cash flows for revenue alternatives. Alright, so now we have this for independent projects. Each PW is considered separately, and they are compared with the DN project, which always has this present worth value equal to 0. And the selection guideline is as follows. This one or more independent projects, select all projects with those present worth value which is greater than or equal to 0. Okay, so this is for the present worth method, considering this equal life alternatives, no? Meaning they have equal service requirements for these equal life alternatives. And to better understand this present worth method regarding this equal life alternatives, we have to consider now this sample problem number 1. Okay, so a university lab is a research contractor to NASA for in-space fuel cell systems that are hydrogen and methanol based. During lab research, 3 equal service machines need to be evaluated economically and perform the present worth analysis or method with the cost shown in the table 1 below. And the rate of return I is 10% per year. So we have here these 3 alternatives, no, for the electric powered, for the gas powered, and for the solar powered, in which we have this first cost or the principal amount. We have this annual operating cost or the EOC in Philippine money per year. We have also now the salvage value denoted by this S and its life, no, for 8 years for all 3 alternatives. Okay, so since we are going into this present worth method or analysis, so our approach for this will be to focus our attention on getting the present worth, okay, the principal, the P of all these alternatives, considering equal service life requirements, no, because they have a uniform life of 8 years here. So for our solution, so for the first alternative, we have now this electric power, okay, denoted by this PW subscript E. So we have here this cash flow diagram in which the first cost is given, which is this amount of 4,500 pesos, and our EOC, which is this one, 900 pesos, our annual operating cost. Okay, so this is our AOC here, and we have the salvage value of this 200 pesos. Okay, since we are considering the present worth or the PW, so we have to consider this arrow here, no, representing the present worth, because this will always be at this time period 0. So all we need to do is to consider first this first cost and this uniform annual, this EUC, and this salvage value, no, considering the present worth amount or value. So first we have this formula for this present worth for this electric power denoted by this subscript E. Okay, so since our first cost is going downward, so that's why it is negative FC. And our AOC, which is our uniform annuity here, is just going downward also, so that's why it is negative. And while our salvage value is going up further, so it is positive here. Okay, this F is actually referring now to this amount of 200 pesos. So what formula are we going to use here? Okay, since we are considering the present worth, so probably our present worth at time 0 is FC is just simply equal now to this amount of 4,500 pesos. And for this annuity, so we are going to consider the case number 1, okay? If you can still remember the case number 1. Okay, so for the FC, so it is directly equal now to this 4,500 pesos. But this one, actually, if you can still remember, no, our case number 1 regarding our Papa, okay, in which this is just equal now to this P is equal now to A, okay, and then we have now this P given A at this I% in n years, okay. So this is actually case number 1, if you can still remember. And since we are considering the present worth, referring now to this arrow here, which is going up in this blue color, so we are after now for this P. So this P here is referring now to this one, okay? So getting the value of P using the Papa is just equal now to A, and then we have now this designation of P given A. So this is just simply equal now to 1 plus I raised now to the n minus 1 all over 1 plus I raised now to the n times this I, okay? So this P here is for this term here, the second term. So this is just equal now to A, this one, and this quantity is referring now to this 1 plus I raised to the n minus 1 all over this 1 plus I raised to the n times I. So that is why this is the formula in our second term here, because we are only after to this P value, which is referring now to our present worth, okay? So for our third term, which is referring now to this salvage value of 200, so it is this plus because this salvage value is going upward, okay, and these are negative because this first cost is going downward, and this annual operating expenses no is also going downward, so that is why this is minus and this one is also minus, okay. So I hope this is clear now to all of you before we proceed to in calculating the present worth value of our electric powered consideration, okay. So now we are going to proceed with the next slide. So we have now these values here. So substituting our first cost, which is 4,500 here, and this our annuity here is 900, and then our I is given in the problem, which is 10%. Our N is just simply equal now to 8. Okay, so our F here is referring now to this future amount or this salvage value of 200. So that's why this is 200. You just substitute the value here I and N. So we can actually get the present worth value for this electric powered Okay, so we have here the value, no, for the second term, which is 4801 minus, since it is minus, and this one, the third term, is only 93. So we can actually get now this present worth value of your E, referring to this electric power, which is equal now to negative 9,208 pesos. Okay, so we are done with this electric powered. So next we are going to calculate the present worth value of our second alternative, so which is this gas powered, denoted by this PW subscript J. So we have now the salvage value for the second alternative, which is equal now to 350, and the first cost is just simply equal now to 3,500. Okay, and our AOC, according to the table, is equal now to 700 pesos. Okay, so again, we just substitute this amount here for here, and using the present formula for this second term, referring now to this uniform annuity here, AOC. So we can actually get the value of our present worth value for this gas powered. Okay, so we substitute. FC is 3,500 here, and our annuity here is AOC is 700, and then our future value here is referring now to salvage value of 350 here. Okay, so we can actually get the value of our present value of this gas powered, which is equal now to negative 7,071 pesos. Okay, so for the third alternative, we have now the solar power, no, denoted by this PW subscript S. So we have this data here for the first cost and for the salvage value, which is 100, and our annuity here, the EOC, is just simply equal now to 50 pesos. Okay, so again, using this formula and substituting those known values, we can have here this value of our solar powered, which is simply equal now to this negative 6,220. Okay, so based on those calculated PWs, no, we can say that the solar powered machine is selected since the present worth value of its cost is the less negative. Okay, why it is less negative? Because for the solar powered, it is negative 6,220. Okay, for the second alternative, it is minus 7,071. Okay, and for the first alternative is we have here this 9,208. So the less negative among the three alternatives is this solar powered. Okay, which is amounting to this 6,220. This is the less negative. So that is why, according to the definition, is the less negative. So we take into this solar powered. That is, it has the numerically largest PW value than the electric and gas powered. Okay, so if you can remember, no, in your algebra, when the number is going higher, considering this negative, each numerical value is decreasing. Okay, for example, negative 1 is has a bigger numerical value than negative 2, and negative 2 has a bigger numerical value than negative 3. So that is why in this consideration, we consider the less negative because it has a highest or higher numerical value when the numbers considering the negative sign is going higher. Okay, so this is it, no, for the sample problem number 1. So considering also this equal no, equal life alternatives or equal service alternatives, because we are having the same useful life, no, of 8 years, no, among all the alternatives. So how about if we consider a different life alternatives, meaning our life, no, for the said alternatives are different from each other. So that would be now our topic for this next slide. Okay, so different life alternatives. So when the present worth method is used to compare mutually exclusive alternatives that have different lives, the equal service requirement must be met also. The present worth value of alternatives must be compared over the same number of years and must end at the same time to satisfy the equal service requirement. And the equal service requirement is satisfied by using either of two approaches. So what are these approaches? So we have here the LCM is our first. We are familiar with this LCM, the less common multiple. We are going to compare the PW of alternatives over a period of time equal to the less common multiple or the LCM of their estimated lives. So if they are having a different lives, so we take the less common multiples of their lives, and you can use this one, no? You can use this one for getting the PW of all the alternatives. Or else you can also use this study period. Compare the PW of alternatives using a specified study period of n years. And this approach does not necessarily consider the useful life of an alternative, and the study period is also called the planning horizon. So now, for either approach, no, we are going to calculate the PW at the rate of return I and use the same selection guideline as that for the equal life alternatives. And the LCM approach makes the cash flow estimates extend to the same period, no, as required. So proceeding, the assumptions when using the LCM approach are, first, we have this first assumption, no, when we are going to consider the LCM, the service provided will be needed over the entire LCM years or more. Okay? And second, the selected alternative can be repeated over each life cycle of the LCM in exactly the same manner. And the cash flow estimates are the same for each life cycle. Okay? So all you need to do is we are going to determine the LCM, and then after that we need to determine, no, how many cycle are there, no, because sometimes one alternative will only take maybe 6 years, and the other alternative is maybe 10. So you're going to get the LCM of 6 and 10, and after that one, so you have more than one life cycle, no, in considering the present worth value of those alternatives presented. Okay, so to better understand these assumptions, so we will proceed now to our sample problem number 2, considering these different life alternatives. So the National Home Builders Incorporated plans to purchase new cut and finish equipment. Two manufacturers offered the same estimates below. So for vendor A, we have the first cost of 15,000, meaning this is negative because this is going down. The annual maintenance and operation cost in Philippine money per year is 3,500. This is also negative because it is going down. No? This is a cash outflow. The salvage value is 1,000 since this is cash inflow, so this is positive. And the life is 6 years, no, for the vendor A. While for the vendor B, as you can see, their lives are different, no. We have 6 for vendor A and 9 for vendor B. So that is why this is considered as a different life alternatives. Okay, so first we are going to determine which vendor should be selected on the basis of a present worth comparison. Take note, we are going to determine the present worth comparison of vendor A and B if the rate of return is 15% per year. So this is probably our I here. And second, the National Home Builders has a standard practice of evaluating all options over a 5-year period. And if a study period of 5 years is used, and the salvage values are not expected to change, so the salvage values here are the same, no? If we are going to consider this 5-year period, which vendor should be selected? So first, we need to consider now the PW of vendor A and vendor B. So after evaluating using the present worth value, we will proceed now to this B, no, considering only 5-year period. So we have now this approach for this. So it is highlighted here for vendor A. So we consider these parameters here for the first cost, the annual maintenance and operation cost, the salvage value, and the life in years. Okay, so according to this present worth analysis, considering a different lives alternatives, we are going to get the LCM. Okay, I hope you are familiar on how to get the LCM. Okay, so if you have here 6, no, if you have 6 and you have also here 9, okay, so we have here 3 times 2, okay, and for 9 we have this 3 times 3, okay, so we have here 3, next is 2, and then next is 3. So what would be now the LCM? So our LCM is just simply equal now to 6 times 3. 2 times 3, 6 times 3 is 18 years. Okay. So that would be now our LCM for this problem, no? 18 years, which is referring now to this one. Okay. So proceeding, we are going now to draw the cash flow, no, for this. So we have now this cash flow here for this vendor A. Our first cost is this one, 15,000. Okay, it is negative because it is downward here. And then we have this annual maintenance and operation of 3,500. So it is a cash outflow. That's why it is negative. So this is now our annual M&O, which is 3,500 until the 18 years. Okay, until 18 years, because this is our LCM. Okay, and then we have now this salvage value of 1,000. Take note, for the vendor A, actually this is only 6 years, no? 6 years until this point. Okay, this is only until this one, without considering the different life alternatives, no? So if we are going to consider 6 years, so this 15,000 is here, and this annual M and O is until 6 years here, and this salvage value of 1,000 is here. Okay, but since they have different life, no, 6 and 9, so we are going to use, no, their LCM until 18 years, so that's why it was extended to 18 years. Okay, so this is probably our first cycle, no, because this is the life of our vendor A, and because of this LCM, this is our first cycle here. Okay, so we may have this one, no, for this one. Actually, this is our, this part here, this is our first cycle. Okay, and this could be now our second cycle, and this part here is our third cycle. Okay, because we are now using the LCM of 18 years. Okay, so proceeding. So here again, considering the second cycle, so still we have this 15,000 pesos here, because this is now our second cycle. So this 6 year is probably our 0 year, no, for the second cycle, no. For the first cycle, this is the 6 years, but considering the second cycle, this point here is considered as the 0 year for the second cycle. That's why we have here 15,000 is we have also here this 15,000 here. Okay, and we have this annual M&O of still 3,500 and a salvage value, no, for 1,000 for this 12 years in the second cycle. Okay, and for the third cycle here, again, this time here is considered also as the time 0 for the third cycle. So our first cost is still 15,000 pesos, and we have this annuity, no, annual M&O of still 3,500 until this 18 years here, and we have also this salvage value of 1,000 pesos. Okay, so this is now our cash flow diagrams for vendor A, considering this 18 years because of this different life alternatives. Okay, so next we are going to calculate the present worth for the vendor A. Okay, we are going to calculate. So how we will do it? Okay, so I presented here a formula on how to get the present worth, no, using these cash flow diagrams for vendor A. So first, we have the first cost. This is negative because this is a cash outflow here. Okay, and then we are done with this one. So maybe we will label this one. No? So this one, we are done with this first cost. Okay, so this is negative because this is a cash outflow going downward, and then this second term here is referring now to the annuity, meaning this uniform payment, no. So we have here, since we are considering the present worth, so we are still considering now the papa. Okay, the papa. So we've discussed that one in our previous problem. So now, using the formula of papa and getting the present worth, so the annuity starts from the first year until the 18th year. So that is why our n here is 18. Okay, our n here is 18 because our annuity will start from the first year until the 18th year. Okay, until here. Okay, so our annuity here is actually equal now to this 3,500, but later we will have to put values, no, in our equation. And this one is referring now to this n is equal to 6 because we are only after 2. So this f here is now referring, no, to this year 6, no. Actually we have a salvage value here of 1,000 here, and we also have this first cost, no, of 15,000. So actually you can get, no, the net of this one, 15,000 minus this 1,000. So probably it is 14,000, no, going downward because this 15,000 is more than this 1,000. So probably our f value here is just simply equal now to the difference of this 15 minus 1,000. So why is it that we are using this formula, no? So we are using this one because we only consider, no, this amount here, no, and this amount here. We are not considering a uniform annual payment, but we are considering only this amount during this year 6. So that is why from our formula, future worth is equal now to P times 1 plus I raised now to the N, okay? So the consideration here is actually from year 0 here, okay? If this is 0 and this is 6 years, okay? So this would be now the consideration here, okay? And this one is this one. So this is a 1000, 1K, and this is 15K, okay? So we are after now to, we are going to get the present worth, no, of this amount here, no? So if you take now the difference of this one, so probably this would be equal now to, if this is our present worth here, PW at year 0, so this is 6. So probably the net of this one is 15 minus 1 is 14K, okay? So we are going to get, no, the value of this 14K, in which this is actually our, this 14K is our F, no, if we are going to get now this PW, okay? Do you get this? So if we are going to consider this formula, so probably our F is equal now to 14K, okay? And our N here is 6, and our N is simply 6 years. Okay, so if you are going to get the value of your P, so simply P is equal now to your F over this 1 plus I raised now to the N, okay? This is now the formula, so that is why it is equal now to this one, okay? So we are after now for this P, which is equal now to this PW here. So it is F. F is this one, and our denominator is 1 plus I raised to the N. So this is it, no, for here. So that is why our term here is this formula. Okay. So the same also for the next one here for N equals to 12, because we are considering the 12 years here. Okay. So they have almost the same salvage value 1000 and the same first cost of 15,000. So probably our F here is still the difference of 15 minus 1, which is 14K, and our N only varies here, no, which is N is equal now to 12, because we are considering here the year 12, okay? And for our last term here, our last term here is actually referring now to this point here, okay? So we are done with this uniform annual payment. So we are only after now to this 1000, no? The salvage value. So that is why our formula here is equal now to this one. F over 1 plus I raised to the N is equal to 18, because we are considering here the 18 year, okay? So our F here is simply equal now to this 1000, okay? So we are now going to proceed, no, to in substituting the values here for our FC, for our I, and for our N to get the present worth amount of this vendor A, okay? So here, we are going to substitute the values now. Okay, so proceeding here, we have this FC of 15,000, which is this one, minus this annuity, referring now to this annuity from year 1 until 18th year, which is 3,500. So negative because this is cash outflow, times this 1 plus I, our I is 15%, so raised to the 18. And for this term here, our F is just the difference, no? Since we are considering the n equal to 6, so 15 minus 1 is 14, so that's why 14,000 over 1 plus 0.15 raised to the 6, since this is the year under consideration here. And for this next term is n equals to 12, so this is the point here. So again, this is 14 over 1 plus 0.15 raised to the 12. And for our last term here is, this F is referring now to this salvage value of 1,000 over this 1 plus 0.15 raised now to the n, which is 18. Okay. So simplifying this one and calculating the value of our PWA, so we arrive at this present worth value vendor A, which is negative 45,037 pesos. Okay. So you have to remember, no, for life cycles after the first, no, since we are considering the three life cycles here, this is our first, second, and third. So the first cost is repeated in year 0 of each new cycle. So that would be the hint, no, for life cycles after the first. No, this is our first life cycle. This is our time year 0 or time 0 until the 6 years. According now to this present worth analysis, the first cost is repeated in year 0 of each new life cycle. So in this second life cycle, this is now our year 0. Okay? So according to this definition, the first cost is repeated. That's why we have a first cost here of 15,000. Okay? Okay? So for the third life cycle, so this is the year 0 for the third life cycle. So the first cost is repeated. So again, we put 15,000 here, no? Okay? So in this case, for vendor A, this is our year 6 and year 12. Okay? We have the first cost is repeated for year 6 and year 12 because in the second life cycle, our year 0 is at this point, so we put first cost here. And for this third life cycle, our year 0 is at this point, so we put the first cost here of 15,000. So that's why in this vendor A, it is applicable for year 6 and year 12. Okay? So proceeding, we consider now the cash flow diagrams for vendor B, in which we have this amount, no, of first cost, the annual M&O, the salvage value, and we have this year 9. But since our LCM is 18, so we have now this cash flow diagram for the said vendor B. So since we are considering the first cycle, no, for vendor B is 9, so that's why this is 9 here. So this is our first cycle here. Okay, and after this 9th year, so since our LCM is 18, so we have this 18th year here. So probably we have first life cycle and second life cycle for this vendor B. So again, we are going to calculate, no, the present worth value of this vendor B, referring now to this blue arrow here going upwards, since this is our cash inflow. So we have now this formula, no, for the present worth value. So again, this FC is referring now to this 18,000 here. So going downward, so that's why negative. And our annuity is referring now to this amount here, which is 3,100 from the first year until the 18th year. So that is why we use the PAPA, no, the PAPA formula, getting the P value. So N is 18 And for the third term here, it is referring now to this one, no? This one. So our F here is probably the difference of 18 minus 2, which is 16,000, and N is 9. And for our last term here is referring now to the salvage value of 2,000, where N is 18. Okay, so proceeding. So substituting FC of 18,000, which is this one, our annuity, which is 3,100 here, and still our I is 15% and N is 18. For the third, our F here is the difference of this one, 18 minus 2 is 16,000 divided by this 1.15 raised to the 9, since we are considering 9 years here. And for our last term here is our F is 2,000 over this N equal now to 18. Okay, this is plus because this is our salvage value, no, going up here. So simplifying this one, so we have now this value of our present worth value for the vendor B, which is 41,383. So this is negative. So we try to compare, no, with vendor A. So for vendor A, we have here minus 45,000, and for vendor B, we have this minus 41,000. So the less negative is the vendor B. Okay, so the less negative is the vendor B. Since vendor A is 45,000 and vendor B is minus 41,000, so we can therefore say that the vendor B selected, since the present worth value of its cost is the less negative, that is, it has the numerically largest PW value than the vendor B. Okay, so we are done, no, with this sample problem number 2. And to have a better look and understanding for the application of this present worth method, we are going to proceed, no, with this another consideration, no, for a 5-year study period where no cycle repeats. Why there's no cycle? No, because for vendor A, the life is 6 years. For the vendor B is 9 years. So probably there will be no cycle, no repeats or repeating of cycles. So it will only have duration of a fixed 5-year study period. So again, considering the present worth for the vendor A, considering, take note, since this is 5 years, so our N is 5, no? And also for our salvage value, N is 5. Okay, because according to the problem is the salvage value does not change, no? So if the salvage value for the vendor A for the life 6 years is 1,000, so for the 5-year study we will use the same salvage value because it does not change according to the problem. So probably F is still 1,000. So we have here 15,000 for the first cost, which is this one. Our annual maintenance MO is 3.5, so this one, and then N is just simply equal to 5. And our F, no, our salvage value is 1,000, considering N is equal to 5. So we can get the value of our present worth for vendor A, which is negative 26,236 pesos. Okay. And for the vendor B, again, no, we have the first cost of this 18,000 minus the annual MO, which is 3.1, considering 5 years, here 5, plus our salvage value, here the present worth of this 2,000 over 1.15 raised to the 5. So we can get now the value of our present worth value of the vendor B, which is minus 27,398. So the less negative, no, according to the present worth analysis, is this vendor A. So we can say that the vendor A is selected since the PW of its cost is the less negative, that is, it has the numerically largest PW value than the vendor B. Okay, so I think we are done, no, with this sample problem number 2, and we will proceed now To have a better grasp, no, of the application of the present worth method, we will proceed now to some supplementary problems. Okay. So we have here this a supplementary problem number 1. A piece of new equipment has been proposed by engineers to increase the productivity of a certain manual welding operation. The investment cost is 25,000 pesos and the equipment will have a market value of 5,000 pesos at the end of a study period of 5 years. Increased productivity attributable to the equipment will amount to 8,000 pesos per year after extra operating costs have been subtracted from the revenue generated by the additional production. If the firm's interest rate is 20% per year, is this proposal a sound one? Use the present worth method. Okay? So for our solution here, we have now this approach, no, in calculating the PW. So we need to consider the cash flow diagram as shown in this figure 1. So from the given, we have now this first cost of 25,000, which is this one, and we have this 5,000 pesos, no, our salvage value or the market value of 5,000. And take note that our uniform annual payment is cash inflow, no, going up because according to this problem, increased productivity attributable to the equipment will amount to 8,000 pesos per year after extra operating cost has been subtracted from the revenue, meaning increased productivity is a cash inflow. That's why this is going up here. Okay, so we are going to calculate now the present worth or the PW for the life of this one of 5 years, no, considering I is 20%. Okay, so we have now this formula for the PW, which is again, no, minus FC because this is going down, no, cash outflow, plus because this is cash inflow already going up, and then again considering, no, the PW referring now to this blue arrow going up here, and then our third term is plus, no, because this 5,000, which is our future amount, we are going to get the present amount of this 5,000, no, using this formula here. Okay, so substituting the values here for the FC, which is 25,000, and for our uniform annuity of 8,000 here, plus this salvage value, market value of 5,000. So considering 5 years, so we can actually get the PW value of this one as 934 pesos. Okay, so we have this conclusion, no, for this one. The present worth is greater than 0, thus the equipment is economically justifiable and acceptable, no. This is a good, no, proposal. Okay, so we are done, no, with this supplementary problem number 1, and we go now to our supplementary problem number 2, in which an investment of 270,000 can be made in a project that will produce a uniform annual revenue of 185,400 pesos for 5 years, and then have a salvage value of 10%, no, of the investment. So 10% of this 270,000. The out-of-pocket cost for operation and maintenance will be 81,000 pesos per year, and we have the taxes and insurance will be 4% of the first cost per year, and the company expects capital to earn not less than 25% before income taxes. Question is this a desirable investment? Use the present worth method. So here we have identified our first cost, which is 270,000 pesos. We have this uniform annual revenue of 185,400 pesos for 5 years, and a salvage value of 10% now of our first cost. And we also have now this out-of-pocket operation and maintenance, which is our cash outflow of 81,000 per year. We have also this taxes and insurance, which is 4% of the first cost. So our solution for this is we need to draw the cash flow diagram again, as shown in this figure 2. So we have the first cost here, and we have now this 270,000 pesos, and for our annual revenue, take note, annual revenue meaning this is a cash inflow, that's why this is above, going up here, and it is good for 5 years. And we have the operation and maintenance of 81,000, which is our cash outflow, and our taxes and insurance will be 4% of the first cost. Okay, so if you are going to get now the 4% of your first cost, which is 270,000, so we will actually have this amount. We will actually have this amount here. So considering now the 4%, 0.04 times the first cost is, we have this 0.04 times this 270,000, which is equal now to 10,800 pesos. Okay, so this is actually a cash outflow, and if we are going to add this 10,800 to our annual operation and maintenance of this 81,000, so we can actually have this value here. So plus this 81,000, so we will get now this 91,800 pesos, which is our cash outflow, cash outflow here, which is 91,800, considering already the annual maintenance and operation, and also the taxes and insurance. Okay, so that's why we are using here this 91,000 as our cash outflow here in this cash flow diagram. Okay, so proceeding, so we have now this calculation for this one. Calculate the present worth, the PW, and before this one we will, maybe we can have a net cash flow for this one, in which we can actually subtract this amount, 185,400 minus 91,800. So probably this would be going up, the net cash flow here is going up if we are going to subtract the revenue against this annual operation, maintenance, and the taxes and insurance. So actually this diagram is equivalent now to this one, subtracting 85,400 and 91,800, so we can have this 93,600, so that we can reduce, we can have a simplified cash flow diagram for this. Okay, so using this diagram here to calculate the present worth, so we have now this formula minus FC, since this is cash outflow. This is plus because the net of this revenue minus the annual maintenance, taxes, and insurance is 93,600, so that's why this is plus, and this annuity here is referring now to this 93,600 pesos. So considering n is 5, and then for our last term is referring now to this 27,000 here, the salvage value. That's why this is positive, since this is cash inflow. So substituting those values here, so FC is 270,000 and our annuity is 93,600. and our salvage value of 27,000, which is here. So considering n equals to 5 years, so we can actually have down the present worth value of this problem, which is equal now to negative 9,436. Okay, so what is the implication of this? Since according to the criteria is your PW must be greater than, no, or equal to 0, so in this case this is less than. So we can say that the present worth value is less than 0, thus the equipment is not economically justified and acceptable. So these are four, no, sample problems considering this present worth method or analysis, considering the equal life requirements, the different life alternatives or requirements, and considering also the supplementary problems, no, for independent projects. So I hope this is fully understood, no, by everyone, and I hope, no, that you have learned, no, a lot regarding this present worth method in making economic studies. And by the way, these are my references now. I add some references, no, from my previous videos and discussions. So I included the book of, let's say, Paul Bida et al. And of Sullivan et al. And Blanc et al. Regarding this engineering economy references books. Okay. So again, thank you very much for watching and listening. And if you have some time and if you support this one, my lecture, so you may share this video and you may like it also, and you can even, no, subscribe, no, just to support this lecture video. And these videos are just for all of you and for all of us, no, because I believe that knowledge not shared is knowledge wasted. So again, this is your instructor, Dr. Israel Ibaguhin, and I'm willing to share with you all my knowledge, no, regarding not only the subject, no, engineering economy, but also for other subjects, no, in the future. I'll make some videos for those subjects and for some time, no, in the future. And again, thank you and keep safe everyone, and God bless us all. Have a good day ahead of us.